have hair's out of place. Oh no. Here's the hair and makeup. The hair and makeup lady, the lighting lady, got hold of some right free uh, light because my other light ended up all outside for people to take because no one wanted to help me properly when I was very sick and had to move out of my apartment. It was just wrong in every way. I mean, there's some people who are being enabled in some ways, and I don't have to agree that this is the right thing to do. Um, I mean, whether anybody wants to, you know, it just there's all sorts of things online. I got to a point where yeah, I started using the internet, quite frankly, in the '80s, and it definitely changes. I mean, it used to be that you take your telephone thing off the receiver and stick it on something else and then call. And if it was a long distance call, you got to pay for that long distance call. Yeah, take forever. Yeah, right. Sounds like a fax machine. Yeah. So, certain technological things. I mean, technology doesn't scare me. So some people they're afraid that they're going to mess something up, and a lot of people need their confidence built properly. Right. Anyway, so at one point, I don't know, I guess around 2013, 14, I just stopped using the internet for, yes, maybe about a year or so. Uh, so when I get back online and social media, you know, it's it was just like I can't. How is it that some of you get paid to do things, or some of you who want to talk about certain things don't know certain things? Okay. Nepotism, maybe that could have something to do with it. The issue with nepotism is, yeah, oftentimes an individual in a family sometimes feels forced to do what's expected of them because everyone in the family does this kind of thing. And then you have people who really don't enjoy what they do, which is no good for anyone. Right. And you'll have unqualified people doing certain work and other types of things like that. Right. Unqualified people doing things they got no business doing. Yeah. Well, anyway, uh, you know, I will stop talking to people sometimes because it's just like, okay, like, clearly, you know, I'm enabling something by continuing that I really shouldn't be, and now I'm having my time wasted. And individuals have this whole picture of things. I've run into this a good bit of how things are in my life, and they picture all this, and I'm just like, no, that's not anything like that. You assumed a lot of stuff, right, based on your experience, but you weren't really aware of mine. And so, there's people who I've had to stop talking to particularly online. And one reason for that, I've stated, I can still make that statement, is that I very much said point blank, if you don't identify yourself to me, then you can't expect me to continue conversation. Right? I don't like mysterious people online. And it's a little disrespectful, to be honest. But also, there are people from all over the world, and some of them assume, some who are in Great Britain or Australia or Canada may assume, it comes across that way to me, okay, that you understand how everything works in the US and that it is exactly the way it works where you are. And that's not true. Let's take healthcare, my least favorite topic, but the one that I thrust into on a daily basis because I have serious medical conditions, plural, right? And in the United States, at some point, I needed to have a procedure done. It was basically life saving surgery. And I needed to do it quickly, otherwise, it wouldn't have been called life saving. Uh, and, the final bill for that was close to 200, uh, $234,000. I lose people. They get on and they're not there anymore and all that. Right. Some of it was, there was adjustments for what I needed to pay because of certain things. There were some funds that the hospital where I had it done had for, people who really didn't have enough insurance or whatever. I mean, there was some. I mean, I got some help with that, but the rest of it had to come out of my own pocket. And then, I went through this period where people try to tell me, I don't, you shouldn't work while you're sick. I mean, you're trying to recover and you have to go through all this. I mean, you shouldn't work. And it's just like, well, who's going to pay for my insurance? And all the things that insurance doesn't cover. Because in the United States, most health insurance does not cover everything you need, such as, right, sometimes you might need to buy a certain kind of shoe. Right. But insurance doesn't cover it. Okay. Same kind of surgery that was like 230 something back then, right, is now 400 something, but it's 3 something in one state and 400 something in another state. Am I a good saver? Yes, I am. Did I blow my money on all sorts of stupid shit? No, I did not. Right. And some of my schooling I had to pay for out of pocket. Uh, so, you know, had some people get online. It's almost like you weren't paying any attention to what I was actually saying. You just, one of them more recently, why I stopped answering DMs. Okay. Uh, Started talking to me and all this and so on and so forth. And then, yes, oh, well, we have to work hard for the things. Did you not understand? Right? In the United States of America, I am disabled completely, enough to the point where I don't drive a car anymore. I don't have any family. They're all dead. You assholes online who shouldn't be online and saying the things that you say. You understand? I know there's people who agree with me. Also, you know, I don't want to have a conversation with someone in high school. Yeah, social media opens that up. So there's all kind, and it's sort of just like, well, in regular real life, those kind of things would be more controlled. Individuals who are in high school would, be reminded face to face to respect their elders. And some of it could be AI. Well, I'm saying the creator of the AI is the one who shall be responsible for damages, mental, physical, right? Damages. I did not consent to, nor do I permit any AI to learn from me. So I stopped. Well, I mean, because there were quite like the fake celebrity accounts started piling up and moaning, I swear that's who it is, it's me, and blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, well, if it really is you, I gotta be honest with you. I don't want to talk to you anyway, because you're like trying to make plans with me and hit me up. And yet, in the public eye, there you have a fiance, so, bugger off. Because you're either fake or I don't want to have anything to do with you because you're going behind your fiance's back. One married in public, right? I mean, come on now. I don't have to tolerate that. I don't have to put up with it. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to have anything to do with any of it. I'm not required to. Had somebody, try and get in touch with me, and then, I said, I'm sorry, I just don't have a lot of time in the day. And this is my least preferred method of communication. Because I'm not a teenager. Some people still write letters and send cards, and some people still read newspapers and actual books. And some people don't use electronic currency. Facts are facts. The real world is like that. Anyway, so yeah, another one. That one, you know, like, but Elon Musk, created X so that we could communicate. It's like, well, Elon Musk did not create X. I mean, yet people don't know what you're talking about, and you're getting online, and you probably shouldn't anymore. Okay, I don't need lectures from assholes who don't even fucking live in my own country. Okay? I'm going to say facts. And I don't have to deal with assholes who don't understand how my fucking country works. I don't have to tolerate an asshole who, gets in touch with me, wants money, does all this stuff, proclaiming great love for me, which was a big pile of shit. Okay, apparently. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, romance scammers. I don't have to be nice to you. If you're in my country, then get the fuck out. And the rest of you who aren't, leave the fucking elders and children alone. Leave the vulnerable alone. Okay, that does not make you smart. That does not make you anything but a shitty person walking around planet fucking Earth. God did not tell you to do that. I'm allowed to speak my mind in the United States of America where I'm sitting. By the way, X.com. Well, you know what? Well, now you got a problem. And that problem is me. So we're going to go all the way to the Supreme Court on this one. I will just be an asshole. No matter how sick I get, no matter how bad it gets for me. Because now you've taken away something I was using before X was X, Twitter. I mean, why'd you change the fucking name? Stupid. Bad business. TweetDeck used to be fucking free. Elon Musk did not create Twitter. Okay, everybody? Hi. Okay, yeah, you all need to take your rose-colored glasses off, too. Why use stupid cliches? Okay, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Some of you think you're brilliant, and you're not. People who don't live in the United States of America, right? You shouldn't be giving people in the United States of America advice or lectures, right? Unless you are a UN committee who is, right, checking the United States of America. Then yes, they would not behave in such a way because they would know that the US ain't like, you know what I'm saying. Politicians in the United States of America need to understand, there's all these regulations and the CDC wants this and the government wants that. And it's just like, yeah, well, some of the states, right, they don't really feel like listening to you. So guess who gets caught in the middle? Yeah, the fucking citizens. Hi. We can all do better. Every single last one of us. American-based business says should hire American. Because if you don't want to, well, then take that business and move it to a different country. Like, no, Elon Musk did not create Twitter. No, he bought Twitter, fucked it all up, and then moved on. You understand? Right. So, yeah, I don't really care. I mean, money does not equal power. See, you're all very confused about that. Okay? Uh, yeah, I'm saying that right out loud. Apparently, my own country, United States of America, hello, natural born, hi. Right. You guys can't figure out how to employ a genius somehow. I could do a little bit of work here, a little bit of work there. Right. I mean, I asked for, right, a grant. Oh, but no, you got to pay $2,000 just to look at a grant list. What? If you all don't know what a grant is, then, right, you need to shut up, sit down, and fucking learn what all that crap is before you open your mouths, get online with your typey fingers, or engage in conversation with anyone. Truth. just recently, today, this morning, I was talking to someone, very short ride back from physical therapy, which, by the way, yeah, all of my scheduled physical therapy appointments are now on hold, and I may not, because my insurance company needs to make sure, because my insurance company likes to run my fucking life, and insurance companies aren't really that good at it, because they got no problem telling you, oh well, fuck you, you need to be in pain and suffer. Welcome to the United States of America, assholes. This is how it actually is. You hearing me, Annapolis? Do I need to speak louder, Washington, D.C.? I say bad words. It happens. Sometimes these days, well, right, it gets people's attention. Oh, well, but you don't have to cuss. I'm like, yes, well, you were not paying any attention and you slinking around. Oh, but I don't like conflict. You can't fucking handle shit. I'm done. Do you understand? I've been done. Don't contact me online. What if angels are walking around on Earth? And they're on Earth, right, to help humankind, but humankind doesn't think it needs help. I disagree with you. Even if I get at least a billion working capital, which is probably about what I need, right, to, be taken seriously in the National Hockey League franchise markets. Yes, well, I've learned some things, and I don't want to have anything to do with this sham, fucked up, nepotism driven pile of crap that has destroyed lives. No, thank you. I'm tired of being stolen from. I mean, intellectual property is a big deal. I can prove all of my intellectual property, all of it, in various ways. Right. Now that's called theft. Just online, look at YouTube. Oh, it's my fault that I'm not like thoroughly rich. Just like, well, what if I didn't want to be? I mean, that's what, not right. I mean, I asked at some point, how much working capital would I need to be considered in the market for an NHL franchise? At least $1 million. I got my answer. At least. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm a little short. I mean that two different ways, right? But even if I could, like, right, I might. And then, no, I don't think so. Especially not in Canada. I mean, I don't care who anyone is. All right, you need to be kicked out of the hockeyverse if you think that sabotaging an ice hockey club so that they can only lose and get down way in the bottom in 30 seconds so they can get one of the top three draft picks. Okay, but those of you saying that, hi. The reason I keep mentioning the Edmonton Oilers to you is, look, they got 2 in a row. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and yeah, you guys call me Jesus. Well, his name is McDavid. Let's not compare him to Jesus. Okay? Yes, he is. I put something about him in my blog, like, okay, goalies, right? This guy McDavid, the bane of your existence for a career long bane of your existence, McDavid, right? Okay, but yet they still have not won a Stanley Cup. They had 2 in a row. First, yes, they're still don't have a Stanley Cup. So how any of you can rationalize that shit is beyond me, and I disagree with you, and you need to sit down and you need to concentrate on how you deal with things in life in general. I mean, we got guys on the Moose. Well, right now, the Moose, well, they're headed to the playoffs. Some of them weren't ready. Okay. The club isn't afraid. Okay. The club, all the people who make up the Winnipeg Jets know way more than any of you, including press. Way more. I know what smart hockey looks like. I know what smart decisions are. And that would not be a smart decision. Especially, right, if a GM, oh no, but you misunderstand me. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Okay? Right. If a GM does it, like tries to tank its own franchise, what do the owners know? Right. You have no idea the mental crap that I mean, and then just think about it. You get a reputation, or you found out you really think that the top draft picks, like, oh no, they're not going to want to play for you. They're going to do everything they can, right, to get the fuck out of that organization. I know I've said this before, but I'm repeating it. And yes, I do allow anyone who uses it for educational purposes to use anything, right, for free. Anything that I put up on this YouTube channel, which, again, will never be monetized. But not only is X.com currently prohibiting me, who is sitting in the United States of America, from expressing myself, they have falsely accused me of actions that are not the case when it comes to my X account, Creasesinger. And they've suspended me after Daddy Ranky fucked up and, hacked my damn account, you coward. Okay? Right. Yeah, by the way, but they're still taking money from me from my premium account. I mean, you're shitty people operating from the United States of America, denying United States citizens to, yes, present some things online that are not harmful, hateful, are any of those things. Okay. Like, I've tried to fill out forms and I just keep getting, sorry, there's been a problem. Try again later. Oh, but these assholes don't want to fucking answer me anymore. But they're taking money that I can't afford to give, which is called theft. And they have all my intellectual property, which is also called theft. And they're not giving me access, and I'm being blocked, and I don't give a shit, but they need to fucking figure it out and stop charging me at the very least. Well, gonna have to call that number. Okay, right? Like, there's only about 24 hours in a day. Yes, I am required to sleep about 8 of that. If anybody were to look through all my videos, is you would plainly see, right, I do, in fact, have serious illness. And right now, you can't see. It started happening when I was at PT, right? This arm and my lower legs. Oh, can't see it. Oh, there it is. Right, see that movement? Yeah, I can't stop that from happening because I have a movement disorder. Right. Oh, you want me to flash boobs in order to like get money? Okay, well, I'm a scientist. I want some grant money. I mean, I'm sure some people could manage to do that. Right. But I have to be able to control my own fucking hours. I know when I am at my best. I have to figure out how to, maneuver to a sleep specialist because mine left. Like the healthcare system in the United States of America is basically killing people. I understand there is insurance fraud, you know. Yeah, I've known some assholes who probably thought that was a think or thought that was a good idea. Yeah, there's a reason I stopped talking to people. I'm allowed to do that, right? Oh, but there's some are saying, oh, God, puts tests you by putting, crappy, shitty people in your life. Oh, well, Satan is like puts shitty people in your life. Okay, I don't have anything to do with that. It should not be affecting me. And people, okay, who live in other countries and are not living in the United States of America, okay, you need to keep your mouth shut a little more often, especially when it comes to me, because I'm not walking around. I ask questions like, does your country, blah, 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 man, and do that. By the way, law enforcement. All right, well, you should have fucking helped a disabled person who, right, has been a government contractor. You understand? Right. I did achieve a government clearance. Yes, my family, military. And I have helped law enforcement officers sometimes for free. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I mean, I've seen, stuff that's being put up about Gen X. Well, I'm Gen X. Like I said, I'm a little different because I was raised by two generations ahead of me. And so I learned more from the silent generation, the great generation. Like, I grew up talking to people who were born in the 1800s, late 1800s. Well, one of them made it to like 97. So, okay. No, I'm not a witch, but I understand Wicca. There are things I understand. I understand terminology. I mean, I'm allowed to study what I want to study. I've been an anomalous researcher because I'm a little bit nerdy that way since I was very young. Like first time Stonehenge. Whoa. used to, with my family, look up at the sky. We, sleep outside, moon, what do you call it? Lunar eclipse, and, right, shooting stars, other stuff. This morning, um, I was talking about, we were having a good laugh. That I thought it was coming up on 8:30, and I was going to be late for my physical therapy. Why? Yeah, I like to be on time, and actually a little bit early because sometimes you need to settle or go to the bathroom or whatever. I mean, yes, I like to arrive promptly, and most of the time a little bit early, so I give myself plenty of time. Well, someone told me, the person talking said, "Oh, that's my OCD. I have a fear of being late." Like, what the fuck? It's not afraid to be. That's not proper. That's not okay. That's not what's happening. It's like you're a considerate person. I mean, if you have a fear of being late, what did somebody like literally like beat you down with their fists or their harsh words constantly so that you actually fear it? Because that's a whole different story. That's not OCD, right? That's trauma based thinking, right? For me, I don't have a fear of being late. I just don't like to be late. It's not abnormal. It's not OCD. It's, I'm, you know, I built that habit when I was very young. I mean, something starts at 0800, you be there by at least 0800. Doctor's appointments, yes, most of the time, try and get there, 10, at least 10 minutes ahead. And especially if you have to renew paperwork, 15, right? You know, right. It's called common courtesy. It's called having good habits. So if somebody's actually truly got fear of being late, well, that's a trauma response. It's not OCD. Well, this person said that's my OCD. Like, who the fuck told you that was your OCD? No, it's got nothing to do with OCD. Okay, great. And just like, well, what are the other, right? No, it doesn't. It's either a trauma response or it's just you're a responsible person who understands, right, how life works. And it is important, right, to arrive on time or ahead of time. I had a roommate at one point. I was checking because I was new to a situation and a place. So I would check my watch fairly often. And, oh, okay, so that's a bad thing because now I'm being labeled, right, a clock watcher. Okay. And so why are you saying it like it's some kind of negative thing and I should like, break that habit or something? It's like, excuse me. No. You see, this is a newer situation for me and I like to know, right, how much time it takes because I don't have a fucking choice. Okay? Because I can't just jump in the shower, okay? I mean, trying to shave my legs is like a half day experience. I gotta stop. I gotta take breaks. I need a shower chair in the shower. I could fall. The longer my hair gets, the longer it takes me in the shower. Because I have actual real medical conditions that caused a slowdown in my life. And, it's why when I, would find a route to work, like I used to go to DC fairly often, Washington, DC. And, I've been on the Green Line Metro, starting all the way at the end, right, 495, Greenbelt. And I've used that to go several different places in the United States. Okay, yeah, in DC, Washington, DC. And I know because of mostly Washington Capitals games. I've been to a few concerts at, I think it's called the Capital One Center now. I mean, it's a phone booth. Some people know what I mean by it's a phone booth. It used to be MCI, and then I think it was Verizon, and now I think it's Capital One. How long it typically took, I know exactly how long it typically took from getting on the metro in Greenbelt and going to, certain places. And one of them would be Chinatown exit, which is where you exit if you want to see a Washington Capitals game or go see an event at, right, G Street, F Street, 8, yeah, this is all around that, right? The Capital One Arena, 20 minutes. See, I plan appropriately. Sometimes it's running a little slower, like when you are dealing with rush hour, people trying to go rush hour, right? There's, you're, it it changes varied on that, but somewhere between 18 and 22 minutes is mostly, but more often than not, about 20 minutes. Right. Because I pay attention. And I was in a new situation, and there were some things, and I have to allow myself extra time in the morning because I wake up stiff. Sometimes I wake up in pain. A lot of times it takes me a little while to get my feet on the ground, stand up, start moving because, I'll freeze up when I'm sleeping because I have medical conditions. I worked while disabled. Obnoxious people of Earth who get online. But so, I, it's not okay to steal from me either. Overcharging me. Like, who the fuck are you? Demanding shit from me. It's just like, who the fuck are you? You're some asshole online. Right. You're trying to tell me, hey, you need to focus. I'm like, who the fuck are you? When I ask who you are, yes. I mean, you tell me who the fuck you are. I stopped talking to a lot of people. It's like, you don't understand. You're wasting my time, and I'm done with you. Okay? The end. You know, I, I mean, I have some integrity, people. I don't give a shit. Okay? Like, I do. And there's some things I'm not going to enable. But, I want the state of Maryland to know. See, here's the thing, state of Maryland. Yeah. Marianne Redding. Okay, right. Try to tell them, yeah, I don't think that core services should allow Upper Bay to be taking in adult autistics. And also, yes, no one at Upper Bay is a lawyer or a medical doctor. So, yes, they're telling, people who have great many difficulties, mental and physical, some of them, right, that it like being given legal advice from people who aren't paralegals or lawyers, medical advice by people who are not nurses or doctors. Upper Bay Counseling and Support Services, State of Maryland. And when I told Marianne, this woman, Marianne Redding, I mean, was it fucking menopause? Like, ladies, I'm not so sure that it is appropriate for women on menopause to expect to work friendly with people in the general public. I said that, ladies. Well, I am one. So I told her on a video conference. This was 3, 4 years ago, right? Yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna have to alert the state. And she said, "This is a state." Just like, no. See, you didn't catch what I said out loud. I'm clergy. There's the church, and quite frankly, yes, the more precise way to put that is churches. And then there's the state, capital S, as in the governmental, right, body entity of the United States of America. That's right. I'm clergy. Right, you got the Pleiadians online, we got the Arcturians online, we got all these people, energy readers, and yeah, but oh, geez, okay, but oh, I agree. Before I even came to Earth, right, in flesh, to um, have this kind of shitty ass life, which includes the rape and torture of me. I wasn't asking for it. I've quite literally seen people die right in front of my face. I have genius level IQ. I worked my way through college. So I have work experience that is actually, right, more numerous on my resume than, right, college, but I did obtain a PhD because I've been a researcher since I was a little kid, independent. Like, okay, I think the state of Maryland should understand. Yes, well, if you don't have a way to do this and blah blah, blah and you're just gonna, right, make people who really really have difficulties, okay, right, and you're gonna give us all shit. Let me just tell you, okay, there are clients at Upper Bay Counseling and Support Services who you right now right? You are enabling their addictions. Because I know how to gauge that. Because I grew up with addicts when I have psychology degrees, which I can prove. And I was not at the bottom of the class. There are several who should be doing much better because they should be going to occupational therapy and they should be going to proper physical therapy. Every single time I get a case manager at Upper Bay Counseling and Support Services, no matter whether it's PRP or RRP, for some reason, there's shit they just don't know, and I have to find it out to train them. But yet, they want me to pay. Hi, okay, fuck the Romans, okay? We ain't Romans here. Mostly everybody in the United States of America, yeah, we're mutts. Which means we're built sturdier, look at us like dogs, which we aren't. So X.com is now ripping off, right, and a U.S. American citizen, okay, whose life has not been so great, yes, through no fault of my own. That's what X.com is doing. And prohibiting me from, right, being a United States citizen and at the very least having use of X.com in the United States of America. And you falsely accuse me of inauthentic behavior, right? That's a false accusation. And you have now taken my intellectual property. At what cost? I always ask about the cost. People trying to, turn me into something like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. Hi, I'm 54 years old. I have, you know, I set goals and then I accomplish them. Quit trying to cure me of something I don't need to be cured of. Right. Quit trying to change me into something that, yes, somebody else wants. I'm like, excuse me. I have to, right, just fuck off. I don't need parents. They died quite a ways ago. One in 2005 and one in 2013. And if you think that there are earth angels and angels on earth, well, yeah, you're probably right. Oh no, we're in the Matrix. Oh no, we're in some sort of prison. Yeah, whatever, buffing. What the fuck? I don't know. Like, well, we're turning this prison into something else that is not a prison. So, stop putting content online. Stop selling your snap cards, your right EBT benefit snap cards for other things. I mean, there's some jobs you should create. state of Maryland, right? You should have people checking in on, right. There's a couple here at Upper Bay Counseling and Support Services who, right, have money. They're hiding sources of money, right? Former felon, you understand? Like, okay, I'm getting tired of people trying to shove felons into my fucking life. And I don't give a shit who you are. Even God has no permission to do that. You're all like, well, we have choices. Well, sometimes we don't. Some asshole over at ATI at one point, right, told me, oh, I don't think anybody can force another person to do anything. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you should just be grateful and happy that nobody has fucking raped you or stolen your identity and tried to, get credit cards and buy shit. I want to see this supposed contract that I signed. I want to see it. I don't give a shit what record it's on. Akashic, fucking angelic. I don't give a shit if it's written on a bathroom wall. I want to see it. You may not shove your religion on me while I am fucking standing in the United States of America. And by the way, musicians, I know you're starting to squirm around or feel very uncomfortable in your own skin, right? Well, you should. Like some of you are man whores, rock and rollers. So yeah, no, I don't go to shows to have sex with the man whores ever. Okay, right, but I mean, calling Ozzy Osbourne the Prince of Darkness. Right. Well, what I have to say about that is, what if there's an actual real Prince of Darkness and Ozzy Osbourne walking around gallivanting like he's the Prince of Darkness, and people, bowing to him. Oh, yay! What great! As though he is the Prince of Darkness. I would think that the Prince of Darkness, that's an affront to an actual real Prince of Darkness. And given certain, descriptions of how that individual might be, I mean, doesn't seem like anybody you want to piss off. Or piss on. And a few of my brothers out there, right? Yeah, you guys got plenty of money. Well, you need to help me out, you dipshits. Okay? Now, I don't want to spend my money on, right, purchasing an NHL franchise. No, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Fucked up people whose lives get ruined. All these people, right? They want entertainment. They don't give a shit if you're an athlete. They don't care that it's a sport. Okay, you put your bodies on the line and your mental health for what? A gigantic silver thing you get to pass around and kiss? Yes, well, names have been scratched off of it. Like, I don't want to get back on Winnipeg Sports Talk. I don't want to get back on any of that because, I mean, the future of the Winnipeg Jets means, right, tanking is the only way to do that. Okay, you're sad damaged individual who needs help. I don't misunderstand what you're saying. Okay, right? Because they'll say, "Oh no, but wait, you don't understand. It's like the team is going to play to win, but see, the GM can do some things." I'm like, right? That's called an enemy in your own fucking house, dipshits. Okay, like I said, if a GM is like not maneuvering or maneuvering, okay, because GM wants to come in last, that individual should have nothing to do with any kind of ice hockey ever again. Ever. I mean, that's so hurtful. That's a terrible atmosphere to work in. Think about it. Oh no, the players and the coaches are going to play to win. But yet, you want management to make it so impossible. Do all that ticket holders want to see a team frustrated, sad, beaten down mentally, and maybe even physically? You think for some reason that helps the future of the fucking club. I mean, you're not okay. You're not okay. Teams that, thought that they were getting away with it. Well, any team that does believe in God, I mean, don't you think maybe God knows better? I really don't want to have anything to do with that. Also, quality of life. Hi, right. My quality of life is reduced a great deal. I mean, can't really drive because it's not safe for me or anyone else because I have, right, an actual real neurological disorder, and fibromyalgia is a part of it. And some days are way better than others. But the whole time I've been talking, right, my legs and my one foot, and right, I've been having tremors in my side the whole time. Words sometimes are very, very difficult to get out. I don't want a long distance relationship. Okay, like I get tired of just talking to people online. Now they're doing it on my threads. I got on threads and Instagram because I already had an account. Like because Creasesinger radio is standard. Don't be cowards. Don't be cowards online. Don't be online cowards. Yeah, I know people call it keyboard courage. Well, unfortunately, people don't understand that, and they think you mean something else. That you're actually courageous for getting online, and yes, wrong. So I just call it cowards. I don't have to deal with cowards online either. So that's what's happening. X.com is now right stealing from a poor sick woman whose entire family is dead and blocking her ability to use right a certain amendment and has hijacked my right intellectual property. Can't really make a lot of plans because who knows, Right. Well, I really was not expecting to get, double pneumonia. Right. Starting in January, because I had taken the pneumonia shots or flu A. Took the flu shot too, but it was ineffective against flu A, which then, right, led to me aspirating because I already have dysphagia for another illness. So I got double pneumonia. Like, depending on where I go, I mean, there are people who quite literally will, say very unfriendly, unkind things because I choose to get vaccinated. And I don't think that all science is lies. I mean, just keep on insulting me. Eventually, I won't even care anymore. I've given people opportunities to do the right thing, choose not to take those opportunities. I just don't want to have anything to do with someone who's already in a relationship with another female. And for some reason, right? Oh, I'm the problem here. I don't fucking think so. So, on YouTube, I now have a category that is public that says, the real cost of the Stanley Cup. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about time, energy, effort, blood, sweat, tears. People have died from concussion, CTE, right? That were not known as that before these guys started wearing lids and certain rules were changed. Okay. When you drink alcohol and take pain pills, and you may have concussion syndrome, your chances of unaliving yourself are very high. I'm sure that certain generation of former National Hockey League players, a very large person and percentage of them have some sort of cognitive difficulties and are more prone to dementia later in life. And I don't want to have anything to do with a sports league. Okay. That where freaking GMs and our players have actually kiboshed their own fucking franchise to get a good draft pick. I won't have anything. I've been right about a lot of stuff when it comes to ice hockey. It's okay if I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm like, I hope I'm wrong. I hope. You know, some analytics aren't really meant for dynamic human everyday systems. It is a sport, it is a business. It's not like certain other kinds of businesses. There just seem to be way too many people in the general Winnipeg, yeah, Manitoba area who are apparently all good with the Winnipeg Jets causing harm to season ticket holders, coaches, and some staff and player personnel. People who say word salad are people who aren't mature and they don't comprehend everything that a mature, seasoned adult is saying. Okay, so thank you, Australia. You got the right idea. Other countries, Great Britain, Canada, United States of America, right? Germany, some of you guys are there, China, right? Children should not be using social media at all. The end. It's unacceptable. Wars and rumors of wars. Well, I mean, I haven't, been on the ground to see these things with my own two eyes, right? I mean, some others have, but unfortunately, there's a lot of AI created, you know, material online, and yep, there is a multitude of people who cannot tell the difference between real and AI. Again, for those of you who are not most researchers, parapsychologists, who, right, metaphysicists, metaphysics, people who study metaphysics, so on and so forth, right, you do have to consider Nosferatu vampire as a cryptid. Okay. Uh, that also might explain why certain things were built the way they've been built. Because, right, if you have wings and you can just fly places, you don't need steps, right? I mean, you might run into some friends or some help and whatever, yeah, and you have to make steps for them, but not for you. And the geologists and the paleontologists, you guys should speak up a little more, to inform some people that yes, indeed, there are marine fossils near the tops of, tall hills and mountains. And I read the Nagamati Library. That's another NHL, by the way. Right, Nagamati in Egypt. Right, some things in there. Okay, sure. I'm not 100% sure those translations are all correct, but It is another perspective. It's different perspectives. Right. I just don't. I don't. I don't have to believe in anything, and it isn't about belief, right? So, right, you guys, you have to include Nosferatu, well, because you're including, Red Eyed One and, Werewolf and Sasquatch and every other kind of. Yep, you sure do. That's also right. Why would there be something up so high when there's just no indication that water levels got up that high in the rock or stone? If you have wings, you don't. And no, Red Bull doesn't give you wings. Red Bull gives you a spastic colon and an addiction. Right. Okay. I'm allowed to speak truth and honesty. If I seek something, I seek truth and honesty. But I deserve justice too. And I know that there are some musicians who should, be able to at least feel me and understand this part is like I just have to sing. I don't have to. It just starts coming. It just starts coming. And right, gotta find some kind of instrument I can use to get right. I gotta put it out. I'm doing everything I can to try and save my voice. You at least have some sympathy. Then you could gift me a few things. You could give me, right, some things like, right, that I need the insurance to cover. A few little things like microphone. Maybe help me get a better laptop that I can actually do my own. Like this laptop cannot hold, you know, this is your basic, very, very basic laptop. So many of you claim to be philanthropists. So many of you claim to be generous. I mean, I can't do this on my own. I'm not suspect. I'm not. This is not how this works. I don't know how many times I've had to ask for help, and not only is that not help not available to me, but it's like all the wrong shit. It's like, oh, she's vulnerable. Let's attack her, steal from her, lie to her, and beat her down every which way we possibly can. Some of you aren't good people. You have serious issues. Well, your issues aren't my issues. I was expected to be a full blown adult by the time I was 40 years old. I do have spiritual gifts, plural, and one of them I have offered because there are some people who, could use a little closure, at the very least, missing persons. You know, with a case like that would take me about the equivalent of a day, 6 to 8 hours. I keep my fee at certain, yes, buy me a certain Cracker Barrel meal, which, it only, right, lasts me all day, and maybe $10. I don't need quarters though, right? $10. And I just need everything that you have in a box, like file. I can trace and track a bunch of different ways, and I can find out if said individual is alive or deceased. If said individual is deceased, I have the ability to be there when they die, go through their death. So, it is very difficult to do. That is a hard thing. So maybe some wealthy people, right, who can afford, right, but don't come to me with, 500 grand and say, well, I need this and I need that and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, well, if I've got people who are interested in contacting me and paid my fee, which is essentially about $100, something like that, right? Food that I need for a day, and any Cracker Barrel food that I've eaten that I had, right, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't cause issues for me. I mean, I don't care what it is for anybody else, but it's clean food to me. It doesn't cause me harm. So like breakfast with, an extra coffee and, unsweet iced tea and a couple extra sides. Last me all day. Buy me a meal and tip me $10. And what I will be able to do is, at the very least, in most cases, say, please stop looking for this person. You need to let that person go. And you need to start the grieving process. That may be a knife in the heart. That may not be what they wanted to hear. But it's something that they need to hear. And it's awful. Which is why I was mentioning a year or two ago, hey, Kleenex, product placement. Yeah. So, I mean, I am willing to do that. There are occasions where we'll have to check because the person might be under some kind of protection. And I'm going to make sure I'm not giving information to someone who wants to harm that person, or that person went away because that person was being harmful to people that they love and they needed to be away from them. I mean, there are those kind of circumstances, so there would be things I would check. But for the most part, right, I can tell if someone on earth is alive or dead. And so, but in order to do that, I have to die with them anyway. Like I'm there, like I'm inside them experiencing the same thing that they are. Very difficult. So I'm willing to do that. And like I said, my fee is right. My food for the day, which, yes, coming from Cracker Barrel. I'm not sure why, but to me, it's clean food. It does not cause me certain issues like other food. There's all sorts of food causes me issues. For some reason, Cracker Barrel does not. And $10 cash, so I can just have a little tiny bit of cash in case I need a little something or other. I mean, I've been asking for help for a very long time. I put it online. I reached out for help, and a lot of it just never got answered. And there's this one couple. Trying to tell me, well, see, now this is how none of it is performative when it comes to me. And I don't have to tolerate certain things. And I do think that at this point, all that, constitutional law nerds should really be checking X.com, which is run from Texas, right? Their policies having to do with the United States of America at the very least. And right, I mean, probably taking away people's civil rights. I mean, they've stolen my intellectual property and falsely accused me of something and are still charging me, even though I made efforts. I made efforts to try and fill out their paperwork, and I let them know. Just keep getting seems to be a problem. Right, green dot. Okay, I changed. I got a whole new card and a new number, and yet somehow X.com is still stealing money from me. People say, here's what I prayed for. What I pray for? Better world for all life on it. I mean, you sure do know how to hurt a gal. And fellas, can't help it. The kind of experiences I've had in this world with males, you guys want to get together and do your man things in private. You should be holding each other all up to better standards. Maybe you should understand certain things about females because females try to understand certain things about males. And any of you think that I'm some kind of dumb ditz fucking airhead who's going to respond to certain things and then you get all upset because I don't? Right. Those issues are yours. So I'm just saying right now. Hey, who wants to help a genius whose entire family is deceased, who has serious medical conditions? Don't try to turn me into something that I'm not meant to be. And have the fucking balls, okay, to talk to me person to person in real fucking life. I don't do businesses online. I don't give a shit about crypto. Oh, it's a wave of the future. And I'm like, yeah, well, I've seen some shit, fail miserably. And I don't think that any being having to do with Earth, right, should be repeating mistakes past. In God we trust. Yep, I took a leap of faith there. My mistake. Won't happen.